Hey guys, this is Megan.
And Kat.
And I'm Sierra.
And we
are the Muses.
The Meandering Muses.
All right, everybody. Yay! Another one. Number 3.
Number three. Okay.
3 is a magic number.
Okay.
All right. So for today's check-in, I want to ask everybody, what do you do when you are hot? Because it is a scorcher this week in the Czech Republic.
And in California.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is it's 90 degrees out there.
Yeah.
And
yesterday it was, because I had family who asked, it was 98 degrees, 34% humidity. I did not go outside yesterday. I was a true hermit crab. I like my little castle. It's fine.
we actually did go outside yesterday, oddly enough. Humidity is currently 48 where I am. I love this suitcase.
Honestly,
So can you
pulling out
explain?
some thigh gear right now.
Right, can you
What?
explain the awesomeness of that for everyone?
My uke case? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So, because, wooden instruments. Hi, Sally Ann. My uke case, and this is like I think I got it right before I met Sierra, so.
Yeah, that is the same case.
12, 14-year-old case. Yeah, you'll recognize some of the stickers because I just keep adding to them. But
Yes.
inside, let me see if I can get it to show on the webcam without snapping it on my fingers. Inside, I've got a thermometer and a hygrometer. So it tells me the temperature and the humidity, because I've actually had this happen to a uke of mine before. I left a uke that my godparents got me from Hawaii for my 18th birthday / high school graduation present. I left it in the garage, and it got so hot, because California, that the glue under the fretboard melted, and it warped the fretboard right here. So I had to go and get it fixed. They had to clamp it down with new glue and so on.
Yeah.
This is not the same uke. I think that uke, it disappeared around the time of the pandemic because I lent it out, and then the pandemic hit, and I cannot for the life of me remember who I lent it to. So
Not it.
RIP to that one, but it wasn't it was a plastic uke, so I didn't use it that much. But it was from Hawaii, and it had Honu all over it, so it was a little sad to lose it. So every once in a while, if I want to know the humidity, honestly, that's a pretty high humidity considering California. I'm usually really dry.
That is very high for California. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Like I said, it feels really warm.
Yeah. So the question still stands. What do you do when it is hot?
Y'all are gonna hate me. Where I am at, the high for today is 78 degrees Fahrenheit.
So basically perfect. It's perfect where you
it's
are.
a lovely summer day today for me.
I'm so jealous.
That's like a nice spring day for me.
Yeah.
I miss non-humidity. I grew up with 0% or very close to 0% humidity.
Yep.
And then I moved
We all
to the
grew up
Czech
in the same
Republic.
area, so.
Yeah. And then I moved to the Czech Republic, which has the huge river running through Prague, the Vltava. So humidity is a thing. My last week of teaching, to get my certificate to work as a teacher, it was
because you studied it in Prague, right?
I studied in Prague for my certificate, got it in Prague. I could technically go anywhere in the world with it, and then I just stayed in the Czech Republic because it's nice here. And so it was the last week, it was 97 degrees, 90% humidity.
Oh,
My brain,
man.
when I say my brain stopped working, I mean, I was in the middle of a sentence. I was pointing at the words so that the students that I was teaching and the person grading me for my final test was there, and I was pointing to it, and I was saying the words, and then my brain just stopped.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like a Terry Pratchett troll. I need to be in an ice box so I can think faster.
And one
the
of
hotter
these
it is,
days, I'm
the
going to know what that
slower.
means. Because I
Oh
will
my
read
gosh,
some
you
Terry
need to
Pratchett.
read Terry Pratchett Discworld.
You
I'm
should.
going to make
We'll book
you.
club it sometime. We'll book club it.
Yes.
Um,
oh my gosh.
I keep hearing great things, but I haven't started. So sorry. Go ahead, Sierra.
And for those of our viewers who do not understand the freedom units, and I don't blame you because most of the world uses Celsius, 78 degrees Fahrenheit is about the equivalent of like 25, almost, but not hitting 26 degrees Celsius.
Lovely weather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely
I have
gorgeous.
heard though that a lot of people do like the freedom units for talking about how hot it is because it's very simple to understand. 0 is cold, 100 is hot. How
So-
high on a percentage scale hot is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the way that it was explained to me, and I really like this phrasing, is so centigrade is how cold is it for an ice cube? Well, 100 degrees, you're boiling. Fahrenheit is how hot does it feel to be a human? 32 degrees feels like you're freezing your ass off. When it's 100 degrees, it feels like you're boiling and melting and dying. And that is why those numbers are for us freezing and boiling, because that's what it feels to us. Or that is why 32 degrees is cold, but it isn't freezing for us. It's because 0 degrees for us is we are literally dying of frostbite. Please help. And that's why those two are for us, those extremes. And it's
Which
and
is
that's
why that 60 to 70% range is about perfect for most
Yes.
people
Mhm.
in Fahrenheit.
Yes, we love it. It's perfect because it is cooler
Right in
than
that
our
middle.
body temperature, whereas 90 degrees is about our body temperature because it's like I think most bodies are 97 point something average. And so
96.8.
yeah, thank you. So 90 still feels hot to us because it's getting close because you know that that few degrees difference doesn't really mean anything human wise. And then that's why anything above that is, oh dear gosh, we're dying because it is hotter than our body temperature. So,
Yeah. Unless, I'm going to segue into how I stay cool, unless you're going into water that is a few degrees cooler than your body temperature, which is what we do because the apartment complex that my husband and my toddler and I moved to has 2 pools. So we spent yesterday in the pool and we were so
Nice.
wiped afterwards. It was great. I mean, yeah, it's a heated pool. So it's not like, it doesn't feel freezing. But it's probably heated to about that 90-degree mark, and so it feels cool on your skin
compared
but
to
not so cold that you're like actively chattering. And then when you come out of the pool, then the cold breeze hits you, and then you're like, oh my gosh.
Because I've had it happen where it's been a freezing cold pool, like so it's supposed to be super refreshing, and my feet have actually cramped up because it is way too cold. And then you're in a pool underwater with cramped feet. It's not fun. So the idea that it's just like a few degrees below, so your body's like, ooh, this is colder. Because that's another thing. Everything is relative to your body. So you're like, oh, I'm
because
really
being
cold. I'm gonna.
submerged.
I like making fake ice cream when it's hot.
Do tell. How is
Okay,
it
fake ice cream.
It's fake ice cream because you're not using actual like milk with it.
Gotcha.
So
kind of like a sorbet smoothie type.
Yeah, it's closer to a sorbet.
Okay. Popsicle.
Not a popsicle. It's creamy still. So I freeze fruit until they're solid, and I put them in a blender. And I will usually mix in maybe a little bit of water, or if you want, you can add like a non-dairy creamer to it, or even like whipping cream to it if you can handle the lactose, which I cannot.
I was gonna say hashtag lactose-free life, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you blend it up together so that it forms almost like this really thick, creamy paste. Or if you want to, you could make it a little thinner and then it has more of a popsicle consistency. So you can put it into popsicle molds.
So you Dole Whip it, basically.
Yeah. And then you put it in
have
a
to try
container with
that.
a lid. like a screw-on lid. So I usually will use like old gelato containers that have been washed out.
Ooh. Oh,
'Cause they have
clever.
the screw-on lid.
Like those Talenti ones.
Yeah.
They're like
Yes, yes.
Yeah, cool. Yay.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I'm gonna
those
have to
are
try
freezer
that.
safe. They are meant for the ice cream to be cold in it without drying out. You pour it in, put the lid on, freeze it for a couple hours or overnight, however long you're willing to wait, really. Get a spoon and you start having it. And it's basically the same consistency as ice cream, but without the dairy.
Nice.
Ooh,
I'm gonna have
ooh,
to
ooh.
try that. We inherited a ninja.
Ooh.
So I will have to try that this summer.
Oh man, that's on my
Also-
to-do list to buy.
If you don't want to use creamer or whipping cream, you can also use yogurt. And the yogurt, if you choose like a Greek yogurt, you can add extra protein to it. Depending on what kind of yogurt you have, you can add extra probiotics, other fruit flavors. Like you have
Silk's
options.
got soy yogurt.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an option. I do like just soy milk, so like,
Yeah.
I'm okay with
No,
that.
absolutely. Soy milk is perfectly valid for this.
When I was younger, I definitely made, sorry, this is tangent upon a tangent. I made, oh gosh. So if you get those little tiny cups that are paper cups, you know, and they're about this
Oh, the little
big.
Dixie
They're
cups,
like,
the teeny tiny
the
ones.
little,
for,
yeah,
like,
the little Dixie
squishing.
cups, and you get popsicle sticks. You can actually make your own layered popsicles from fruit.
Oh,
You don't add anything extra. You just blend up the fruit, pour it in. And so I did kiwi, orange, watermelon, and it was the bomb.
That sounds
sounds
really
good.
good. Why
And
did I
I
develop
felt-
a kiwi allergy?
Oh, and then I felt like super cool because I was the cool kid on the block that could come out to my party and just be like, hey, do you guys want a popsicle? There's 3 layers and it's all fruit, so it's super natural. And like, of course, all the adults that my mom had invited over for this dirty party were like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, yeah, they're in the little cups. You can just like tear them off. Like, aren't they so cool?
I mean, this is California. That is peak.
That is peak.
That is actually as California as it gets.
Honestly,
I brought these 3-level popsicles that are made from organic fruit, and I made them myself to this
Right, I was like-
party.
Yeah.
And it's like I blend, like it was literally just a blender, but it was one of those things where for my ADHD brain, which I didn't know I had at the time, it was like the most complex chemical reaction thing I could think of. I'm like, okay, so first I have to count out. First of all, I just need to put as many Dixie cups on any flat surface as I can because I don't know how many Dixie cups I'm going to need. And then I have to pour out just the first layer into the Dixie cups and figure out, so that they're all even, how many Dixie cups I use. And then I have to figure out how to equate this to a different fruit that is a different volume so that it all is even layers. And I'm going, see, this is what math should have been for me. I'm like, okay, I need this math and science. I don't need, oh yes, and now can you explain why you're using this theorem instead of that theorem? Because I don't know why, I just know that I needed to use it. Call back.
Yeah. Now I just realized I'm going to have to like include an example of the like dentist / preschool Dixie cups, because when we say Dixie cups, I feel like 90% of the world is going to think of those red Solo cups instead.
Oh yeah, no, Solo cups is different. Dixie cups are the paper
Dixie
ones.
cups are-
They don't even
like
they don't
at
even
the
have
dentist.
the wax on the inside.
Yeah.
They don't even have the wax on the inside. They're fully biodegradable, or at least they were at
They're
one
like-
point.
They probably are in California.
Yeah, like and
Yeah.
when we say dentist cups, it's because that's usually what they'd hand you to put the mouthwash in.
Yeah, that
'Cause
way
they're
it's
just
single
disposable
use.
little paper cups.
Exactly,
Yes.
single use, so that nobody's sharing a cup.
Exactly.
Yes, they're single use, and so they were super good to do with having popsicles in them, and then you just in the like second layer when it was half frozen, you take them out, you put in the popsicle sticks, and then you put them back in. So the way that I stay warm is a fan. I absolutely love fans. I have about 50 of them. Next episode, I'll probably have my big gay fan.
That's what
as
I
a
call her
gnome.
rainbow fan. It makes
Yes.
me happy.
No, it's so happy. Another way that I stay cool is I've got these like ice packets that are the flexible kind that are technically supposed to be for food, but you know, they're also for like if you have a bunch of sprains or things around your joints that need to be iced. you use those. And I put those on my neck and I put them at my feet, where one is currently because I am so warm right now.
That reminds me really quickly, anecdote. The preschool that that we sometimes have play dates with my toddler at. So she hurt her knee the other day while we were there. If you have one of those like eye masks with the cooling beads in it, those work great as ice packs for like, because they have the little straps to hold it on to wrap around a joint, in this case her knee. It worked really well.
Good to know. Good to know. Also, point of note, eye masks are okay because they've got a little bit more layering to them because they're meant to be put directly on your eyes. But for the food ones specifically, PSA, do not put it directly on your skin because you can get freezer burn. So what I'm doing is that I actually currently have a towel that I have wrapped around only one layer, so then you can still feel the cold, because 2 layers you can't. And the same with the back of my neck. You still put at least one layer between you, whether it's a sock, whether it's something, anything.
I throw it in a t-shirt for my toddler.
Yes, exactly. You have to have something that is a layer between your skin and the cold substance, or else it burns. And we don't want that. So PSA. Yay.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is our chicken.
Yay, that's our chicken. Woo. Okay.
I think we're ready for the wheel.
Yes. I think so. Let me bring that up. Wheel of Doom. Not actually.
Wheel of Doom. I know, it's like Wheel of Doom.
or the chaos wheel. I don't know. The meanderingness.
Yes, the
meanderings. Crazily, I got to add 2 this time because you guys each had 1.
Yes.
And we did not add a Muses prompt. We just added another Muses like centering
section.
So,
yeah.
Well, like it's got
prompt.
like a little the mini prompts that we haven't actually run into yet. So, okay, so let's spin that wheel.
Yay!
Oh my god, I talked about this over the weekend.
Did you? Fabulous. I'm glad you have an answer. So so the prompt today, or at least the first one, is, what was the first music album you ever bought? And it sounds like Sierra's got an answer. So why don't you start us off?
Coincidence. For the people watching this, if you saw me over the previous weekend, you know the answer already because I literally spoke about it at length. The very first CD, showing my age here, but the very first CD I was ever allowed to get for myself, I got to pick it out. I went to the music store with my dad, and I got myself a Britney Spears CD with all of like benefits on it.
Nice.
So like, Oops, I Did It Again, Lucky, like all of that was on there. And there was even a little bonus track where she did like a mashup with like NSYNC on one of the songs.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I do not remember this.
Yeah, it was a little bonus album. It was a little bonus album piece on that one.
Nice.
So very fun. My dad made fun of me for picking out this CD, and he kept quoting South Park at me.
Excuse?
He kept quoting South Park at me, making fun of me. But even at that time, I'm like, no, I'm excited about this. You're not diminishing my joy.
Now you want to sit there and keep your mouth shut while I go listen to my Britney Spears records.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, good.
Cool. Yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch South Park because my mom was really strict about what we were allowed to watch. Like, I literally wasn't allowed to watch Rugrats because Angelica said the word stupid.
Oh my
Preschool,
gosh,
kindergarten teacher, you know.
Yeah. Basically, I got to watch whatever my sister got to watch because, like, it was the argument of like, but why does she get to watch it, not me? It was fun. It was fun growing up with lawyers because you learn to fight for
Yes.
what you want and to use all of the arguments, even if they're fallacies and not actual arguments. And so I got to watch Adult Swim at a tiny age, which is why
my
anime
gosh.
is so heavily predominant in me. So, okay. So for me, it was either, because there are two, which is very telling about my music choices. It's either Lorena McKennitt, A Mystic's Dream is the album title, or it was The Emperor's New Groove original soundtrack, which included the Sting album and Eartha Kitt singing the most gorgeous thing about snuff out the light of the sun. And being a folk queen, like
What?
because no, they had this whole subplot because you know when they show all of the women that he's like supposed to marry, the whole point was that like when he becomes a llama, he finds the family of one of the girls that he was supposed to marry, and he falls in love. So there's a whole Sting like song about falling in love, which is really awesome. But there's also Eartha Kitt having her own number, which I can't believe that they got rid of, which includes her backstory of her father being like this major person in the hierarchy.
He was the advisor.
He was the advisor. And then she goes, well, growing up in this section where beauty is all that there is, and seeing how women wither in the sun, like, no, snuff out the light of the sun. Take back your power. Take back your right. And I'm like, yes! As a girl, I needed this power ballad song. It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
So basically, I grew up on very folk music, beautiful, haunting vocals, and Eartha Kitt and kind of very campy, like Emperor's New Groove music. Those were the two that I bought around at the same time. So
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I also grew up with a really eclectic mix of like musicals and like my dad was very into Simon and Garfunkel. That's what we learned all of our harmonies off of. I know that a really, really early performance would have been Sound of Silence because
yes, that is my jam. Okay, I grew up. My dark little heart was fostered on A Sound of Silence. That right? AFI.
Yeah, so like I know for sure there was a lot of like Simon and Garfunkel in the house. My dad had a very interesting mix of tastes, and because he grew up primarily in the 60s, whereas my mom primarily grew up in the 70s, even though they were only a few years apart. So I got my dad's like folksy sound, plus my mom's like 70s, 80s hits like Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Celine Dion was very prominent in my childhood because the 90s.
Yes.
I am trying to remember I'm like, I came up with this dang prompt and I'm like blanking. Give me a sec. Well, because the thing is that the first album you fell in love with is different from the first album you bought yourself.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. If we talk about what our music tastes are based on, it's very different than which one did you buy?
Yeah,
like which one is your first CD?
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure the first album I bought myself, also a CD, because millennials, was Kelly Clarkson's I Do Not Hook Up. The deluxe edition. Nice. So I was 9. I think I was 9, almost 10 when that first season of American Idol hit. And ever since then, I literally didn't even watch any of the first season except the finale. Yes. I think. And I was rooting for Kelly. I knew I was rooting for Kelly. So when she won, I remember like screaming, jumping around the living room, like, she did it! You know, like, and
oh my gosh.
American Idol was so big at like for the first, for me, I think I watched the first 7 seasons, like pretty religiously. And I know that I like the like I had my American Idol's shirt. I got to go watch the tour for when the Davids, because David Archuleta was everything. But for sure, Kelly Clarkson, because I remember she came back for one of the seasons to
Mhm.
premiere the "I Do Not Hook Up" song, and I was like, I love it. I want this album. Because I feel like it could have been Breakaway, but I feel like it was "I Do Not Hook Up" because I remember her going like against her mic, which is there's a very specific like it starts doing a guitar like
Mhm.
like, or maybe it's bass, I don't know, but it's like and she's just like, oh, I do not, and I was like, yes.
Oh, that's
So, yeah.
awesome. Okay, awesome. So quick little segue then. What is your music taste based on growing up? Because we talked a little bit about yours, just a little bit. So like if you want to expand, like what were the specific either songs or artists that your parents like kind of had around you that you like grew up on, and also like in culture that you fed on?
Celine Dion for sure. I mean, I am a millennial Filipino American. So because every Filipino American or Filipino has a Celine Dion song in their repertoire, especially for karaoke. Mine's "My Heart Will Go On." Because I mean, I was like 6 when Titanic came out. And my mom had that 2-part VHS tape, and I remember coming out to watch it with her somewhere around the point when the ship was sinking. I was like 6. Yeah, I remember being enamored of that beautiful little like silky pinkish bluish dress that Kate Winslet wore in when she's like wading around in the water with the axe and stuff. Like, gorgeous. I was obsessed with that dress. And also I remember that I had just learned about the parts of a flower, and I was very confused because I thought they said there's a line at the end where she talks about how Cal put a pistol in his mouth after the Great Depression hit, and I thought she said piston, and I was very confused about why he put a flower in his mouth.
Understandable confusion, though.
Very understandable. Very understandable. Again, our house in the middle of the street.
But yeah, so I was very confused because I had never heard the word pistol at like 6.
Yeah, you usually don't.
Right? And then probably around the same age that I was hitting Kelly Clarkson is when I discovered the OBC, which is the original Broadway cast recording of The Lion King. And I hit that so freaking hard. Like, it was on my boombox because I was given a boombox around the time.
Boomboxes, yes!
Yeah. I got a boombox and I got a purple CD Walkman around that time, and I was very proud of it. It was super cool. But
Walkmans were the ball. Oh my god.
Right? I definitely played that OBC of The Lion King like over and over. That's what I would clean my room to for sure. And then around the time I was 14 or 15, I found Libera, which is it's a boys choir from South London, and that was basically my biggest like choral music influence. It's why I was like, I love Latin. I love singing in Latin. So yeah, those are probably Celine Dion. Musical soundtracks,
your
but particularly
childhood.
The Lion King, and then Libera, probably my most prominent self-discovered.
Yes.
Yeah, like, well, I'm gonna guess Celine Dion's not self-discovered. Kelly Clarkson is.
Yeah,
So,
but you
like,
know, like the one you found, and it wasn't like a family influence.
Yeah, well, Celine Dion was definitely a family influence.
Well, no, but
Kelly Clarkson,
Libera, Kelly Clarkson. Okay. Sierra.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I was raised around country and bluegrass music. So I know a lot of country songs, and I remember horrifying people as being a small child sing Goodbye Earl by the Dixie Chicks. So
Dixie Chicks. Yes.
Yeah. Later
Dixie
rebranded
Chicks.
to just being the Chicks for
The Chicks,
understandable
yeah.
reasons.
Yes.
Yeah, like I would sing Goodbye Earl as a small child, and I horrified people because it is a song about murder.
Yes,
but of
So-
course
it is.
Country bluegrass was very much early beginnings for me, and then a lot of church music because I was also part of the children's like church choir.
Question.
Yes.
modern or classic church music? Because I wasn't
Oh.
introduced. Okay, because I wasn't introduced to like modern Christian rock until I met my husband, because he grew up on the worship team. So I was
Yeah.
like, quick
Both.
clarification.
Both.
Okay.
Some songs were a bit more traditional. Some songs were much more modern. And it wasn't until I was like middle school, high schoolish that I was like discovering the pop punk scene. And I was really into a lot of the different pop punk bands and alternative music, like alt rock and things like that. And then I was in the school choir.
Yeah.
And that is what introduced me to a lot more of the traditional classical songs and music and choral arrangements in like a much broader sphere. And that is what introduced me into opera and developed my love of opera and classical music, which feels very reverse for how most people explore these kind of genres. They usually are introduced to classical and opera from a young age and then go into the pop punk scene later. I went the other way.
Yeah. Speaking of which, so mine is not so much, except that I need to explain how my parents got introduced to music, because this is like a lineage thing. My mom was a classical loving gal. She was the flutist in a marching band.
Oh.
Stayed with classical music, and I'm sorry, she was in the 70s and 80s. She actually met the drummer of a famous band, who then like asked to hang out with her later. Like it was with his dad, so it was like a cool like chill out session, not anything hinky. But it was like, and she was like, "No, sorry, I have school in the morning." Which is such a my mom response.
I love your
I
mom.
was that way too, though. Like,
right. But like, so she had this whole thing. So she did it. We were watching CSI or CSI, and CSI Las Vegas. It's just CSI if it's Las Vegas, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because it's
Crime
the
Scene
original.
Investigation has an LV. Yeah, it's got Miami as well, but I believe
but the original in Las Vegas, and it starts off with the Who singing who, and my mom.
Sorry.
And with my mom, who grew up in the time period with them, is going, "Oh, this is such a lovely song. Who is it by?" And I'm like, "Mom, it says the name of the band in the song."
Who are you?
Yes.
Oh, that's so interesting. My introduction to the Who was when I was in the Who's Tommy in high school, which was super fun because little old sheltered me at like 16 got to play the druggy harmonica player who brought the deaf and blind boy to a prostitute called the Acid Queen. Yeah, it was a whole thing. Like, I learned harmonica a little bit for this role, but like, I literally did not understand context at all. I'm like, you know, her daddy gave her magic, I can tell by the way she walks. I was like, no idea what I was singing at that point.
So, okay, so that's where my mom came from, right? And so a lot of her stuff is like, I learned a real appreciation for classical music because she had all these albums of various, and also Janet Jackson and all of these like beautiful, a lot of this beautiful music, you know, women powered music. It was great. And then you have my dad, who's the one that introduced me to Loretta McKennitt, and also the Ramones, and also the Beatles. And so I grew up on, and also I grew up on a lot of movies like that featured, you know, the Blues Brothers, Tina Turner, all that sort of stuff. So like I had this like amalgamation of like, it's either from a DVD that I watched where they're doing a lot of the music, or it's like from driving down to Los Angeles to see my grandparents and my cousins on that side of the family. And he would just have this huge cassette folder. And we could pick one of the cassettes. So one of them was just Tom's Diner. Love it. It was one of my favorites. Oh my gosh. is my favorite. So I had that influence, and then on the other side I had my mom, who is much more classical but also like movie things and Tina Turner and all that sort of stuff. And then I had my sister, who grew up in the 90s, so that's when I got my Britney Spears, Toxic, that's when I got my AFI, that's when I got my Beastie Boys, that's when I got all of that punk stuff, because my sister was so into punk. So like I had all of these influences pressing in. So when people ask me, what's your favorite genre? I'm like, give me a second.
You're like, yes, that's like asking me to pick my favorite book.
And then my pick was the Spice Girls, because we had Spice World, the movie.
Oh my gosh,
so
that movie was so unhinged. I love it.
So it's a fever dream. But then I had a cassette tape, and I could, in the car, which is difficult, by the way, in the car, listen to one of the songs and then skip forward the exact amount of seconds to listen to the next song I wanted to listen to. Because there were a few where I'm like, I can listen to those later, but I want to go with this song and then that song and then skip back to the other song. My sister hated it. She was like, can we throw it out now? Can you stop? Is it destroyed yet from the amount of times you've gone back and forth and back and forth and back and forth? I'm like, no, it's still alive.
Memory. I was the kid. I had such tiny fingers. I was the one who did the things to fix the cassette tapes when I was super little.
Yes.
Wow, that's unlocked a memory.
Yeah. And then in middle school, part of elementary school, my dad's girlfriend introduced us to musicals on VHS. And so we got to listen to musicals, and I fell in love with musicals. So now also musicals are shoved into my repertoire. That is where I got my like mishmash of musicals and like razzle dazzle mixed in with like my dark little heart going, yeah, I'm punk. I'm dark. Well, I still look like a bright little sunshine child from the 60s.
I love that.
Yes.
All right. I guess
fun.
it's time to spin the wheel for the second time.
It is.
All right. Let's spin that wheel.
It's a me. Oh gosh.
Okay.
Yes. So this one is, should we think of friend groups more like D&D parties? And this is because I always grew up thinking, from movies and all that sort of stuff, that like friend groups needed to be these like everyone has the same vibe. It's also a 90s thing, because how did they introduce the new character to the new school? They went, those are the jocks. Those are the nerds. Those are the goths. And I'm like, oh, okay. So you have to have this like confined group where everyone fits in the same mold, at least somewhat, but everyone's a different flavor of the same thing, right?
Gotcha.
And this kind of, yeah, right. And so like I remember when I was much smaller having this idea of like, okay, so I need my friend groups to be like one of those groups where it's like I know what it's defined as. It's in a box, because I didn't know I had ADHD, but now I do. What is the social parameters around this friend group? Like, what can I fit people into to be my friend? What do I fit into? So I know how to like show people I'm a friend. And then I found you guys. No, and then college happened, really. It was really college that was like, hey, we're here. And I'm like, cool, we're here.
Yeah.
And so like, but instead of thinking about it like you're in a box, what if we thought of it like we're all D&D parties where we want people to have different qualities and different likes and things like that? And should we think of friend groups more like D&D parties instead of like cliques? Was the main question.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so interesting because like we are the millennial generation. We are the labels generation.
We are all the
still
labels.
are.
We created most of the labels. Just so
Right?
we
I'm like,
to
here are
define
my
ourselves.
labels, guys.
So in my friend groups, there is kind of a running joke with most of them that we are all actual like D&D classes personified. Like that is a thing. And like
Nice.
the ones that I get jokingly labeled as is the paladin of the group,
Yeah.
and I've also been called the druid of the group.
Hey, nice.
So multi-classing, you know?
Yeah. Hey.
Hey. My girlfriend Gwen is usually classified as either like the bard or the rogue of the group.
Or both.
Multi-classing.
Hey.
But like yeah, like there is just each of us kind of has like our own like kind of D&D-esque role that we jokingly will like say like, oh, you're being a paladin again about things. Usually it's because I refuse to like jaywalk across streets even though that's legal now. I'm just like I have
sorry,
to crosswalk.
Yeah,
legal
I-
now?
It's legal now.
like you won't get ticketed or something. It's like
Yeah.
it's no longer a.
Because
I mean, that's nice.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just not.
Yeah.
So like
I just don't even think about it. Really. Oh.
the whole thing about the jaywalking was that it was disproportionately used against minorities.
Yes,
Mm.
and yes, and it was called
Yeah.
Jay because people from the countryside were called Jays, and people from the countryside who moved to the cities were predominantly yes.
Yeah, and so basically they're like, yeah, so long as it is safe for you to cross, you're not trying to cross across like a really busy like street.
You're not leapfrogging
Yeah,
over
yeah,
here.
like so long as you're not doing that, it's okay. Like if it's an empty street and you just don't cross at the crosswalk, that's fine. Like just don't be an idiot about it, you know? So it's no
God.
longer illegal in this way. So it's not being used against like people of color or minorities. However, I'm over here like I have to cross at the crosswalk. I feel like a criminal
Yes.
if I don't.
Yes.
And so
oh my gosh,
my
lawful
friends are
good.
like- Yeah. And so my friends are like, there's literally no cars. There are no cars. We can cross. And I'm like, I will see you on the other side. I am walking to the crosswalk. And I am pushing the button. And I will wait for the light to flash so I can cross.
Yes,
There are
pushing
no
the button
cars.
as well. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that is something I've had to learn over here is that because everything is a lot safer for pedestrians, but also it's very much like if you don't go, they won't stop for you. So you would just have to have the metaphorical balls to just start walking off the curb and they will stop. Yeah. No, I'm just like the anxiety. But also I grew up in a smaller suburb, so I've definitely crossed the street to go and get ice cream. And there is one specific street where I'm like, I can cross the street. It's 4 lanes of traffic, but it's mostly dead.
I know
that
what
I
you're talking
can
about.
I can do that to go get ice cream, but then I go anywhere that's in the city center and I'm like, no, it's not happening. Even in this town that I live in right now, it's small enough that you can just cross wherever, but it's like the social parameters of like, the car can still hit me, and even at the crosswalk, you have to assert dominance and be like, I am walking here.
Oh no.
So I just get so anxiety, and I'm just like, basically, I'm the person like peeking over, going, hello, can you stop for me? And they'll slow down for me because they'll notice like she's not moving, and then I'll be like, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm an American. Sorry. I smile too much. People can tell I'm an American over here because I smile too much. Like I'll be sitting down chatting with a friend and they'll talk to him as if he's Czech, and then they'll look over at me and immediately switch to American, like to English. And I'm just like, how could you tell? And like my friend goes, you're smiling. And I'm just like, darn it.
Double flashback now because of what you've been talking about. So the first one is I've been having a flashback of the times when I stayed with my godfather for this is like right after my dad went blind and he couldn't drive me to school anymore. But he lives a 3-story condo. They don't have good parking, so he has to park his giant black truck across the street from the apartment from the condo complex. and it's like 4 or 6 lanes. And in the mornings, we'd go to the sidewalk, and then he's like, and go, and like play Frogger, and I'm like freaking out because my anxiety cannot handle this. I'm just like, excuse me, we're gonna what? And he has these 2 giant Rottweilers, and he's like, okay, let's run. And I'm like, ah! so that's the first flashback. Yeah. And the second flashback is so I took Spanish class in college with this lovely older gentleman. You'll remember him, Sierra. Who was legally blind, and he did some theater with us. And the thing I remember is that Joe was from New York originally, and he said that the most jarring change when he moved to California was, and I quote, "You guys are just too damn happy all the time."
We really are. Oh,
we really are. It's the sunshine. It's all that sunshine. We're spoiled.
No, everybody, like, so I talked to one of my students. He went, yeah, and like when I came to visit you guys, like, everyone was just so happy. And I'm like, yeah, that's California.
Yeah, it's like,
but yeah. So, okay. So how about you, Megan? Do you have any, so what is one, if you were a D&D character, what would you be? And do you think that friend groups should be more like D&D groups, that you kind of like get together, do a fun adventure, and then you split off and you meet up with other friend groups that are other D&D classes to do a different fun adventure?
It's really interesting because I haven't thought about groups like that until, actually I don't usually, but if I were to, it wouldn't have been until recently because I didn't start getting into D&D until basically the pandemic. I think, Sierra, you actually helped me create my first ever character sheet, and I made a druid that I basically never played.
I definitely introduced you into it. Sorry.
Yeah, because I have a vague recollection of us sitting in the front lobby of the theater of our college, and you like trying to walk me through all the class things and the rolling and all of that. Like, I remember you walking me through this, but we never actually really no, that's a lie. We played, you dragged me into that La Vie Boheme table.
Yes.
Of our friends playing that one shot where I accidentally killed a monk with my blowgun because I nat 20'd it. Like, a blowgun has a damage level of 1d4, and I nat 20'd it.
It doesn't have 1d4. It was a d2. You literally flip a coin. Heads is 1, tails is 2 points of damage.
Something like that. Yeah.
You nat 20'd
it. A fairy, a literal fairy, and it was like something that Sierra threw together for me. Like, I didn't even really make up this character sheet. I was like this itty bitty small sized fairy, and it was that scene from Lord of the Rings where Aragorn's like, Legolas, fire a warning shot past the bowman's ear, and he ends up killing a dude. He kills him. Yeah, Peter Jackson. He's the guy who goes, and dies.
Yeah.
No, it was literally that. It's like, let's tell the monk that's guarding this treasure that we're serious. And I was like, and it like set off a Rue Goldberg chain of events. It ended with one of those like Indiana Jones-esque boulders crushing him.
Because it was a booby-trapped hallway.
Yeah,
it was a booby-trapped hallway.
You failed.
Okay, so these people were threatening us because they were also treasure hunters, and they're like, "You can't take the treasure. We were here first." Me, about the whole thing. So it's like, well, we're not backing down either. Fire a warning shot. And because of the nat 20, I'm like,
dead.
Because of that 20, I rolled a percentile to see, does it hit the person or does it do a chain of reaction events here because of where we're standing? And it is a success. So that means you're going to be safe no matter what. And it was like, oh yeah, it hits this piece of the booby trap, which activates the booby trap. And it sets off this chain of reactions. And next thing you know, a giant boulder is now coming towards the opposing group.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
no, it was literally.
Okay.
And I was just like, I was in that game for like 15 minutes because I had to run off to my next class. What happened? So
You're like,
that's
bye.
so that
Okay, so that was your first
about
experience.
2018. Then That would have been
Okay.
around 2018, and then we got into D&D in 2020 during the pandemic, basically.
So what do you think that your D&D class would be, or would you multi-class?
Gee, I wonder.
You really are the bard of the group.
Yeah, no, I'm a bard.
And do you think that friend groups should be more like D&D parties where you get together, do an adventure, and then you can break apart and form a new group? I keep going out of focus, out of the screen. But like a new group to do a new adventure, but it's okay to have multiple groups instead of just being like everyone needs to be like this hive mind, like clique, like we all fit nicely in this box.
I mean, yes, like that's the thing about being human is we are multifaceted. So I probably am multi-class, but like let's be real, I mostly think of myself as a bard. My musical jukebox.
Yes.
Constantly, which we found out was a version of echolalia, right? We were like, yeah, no, you guys say one thing and all of a sudden I'm going off on a tangent song. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing is we don't all have only the same friend groups. We are more than that. Like I am y'all's friend. I am also a parent. So I have people that can relate to raising young children and you know the education background, which we do all have, but like in person, that's something that I connect with various teachers with. So yeah, we are multifaceted. It makes sense that we are not just in these little focused cliques. Yeah, I don't know what JM is. He is the dungeon master, so I'm like
you should ask him and then we can just add it in edit. So
he said he's a wizard.
Yay!
That makes sense.
He's the wizard.
The
wonderful wizard.
The wonderful Wizard of Oz.
And
Okay.
if his creations in Baldur's Gate are any indication, he will have gold eyes and purple hair. There you go.
Yes. Nice. All right. Let's see. For me, I think that so this is the hard thing because like I feel like because I'm a witch, so but they don't have a witch class. They have a wizard or druid or sorcerer. Like they don't have the witch, which is basically sorcerer, druid, or warlock. But I don't like the definition of selling my soul because that is very much not how paganism works. And so it's like this weird thing where it's more sorcerer.
Paganism, I almost lean a little druidic with you.
Right, like it's like druidic sorcerer. I mean, like it's
the clerics also like there are multiple gods. So like you could be a cleric too.
No, and so like definitely it was cleric / like druid, I would feel like, because it's like
I can see
because
that.
I'm very much
the
healer of the group. I'm very much the like, hey, I give really good hugs when I'm in person.
You're also the plant mom.
I'm the plant mom. I'm also the person going, hey, I know that I've killed 5 plants, but I'm going to try again because I'm hopeful for humanity and myself. But also I'm the cleric because I'm just the like, also like, I think we should all be friends. Like, I can do this. We can be good together.
And also you will hide in your cloister and study.
Yes, I will. And one of the things also is that my friend group would often joke that I would be the virgin sacrifice because I'm so innocent. So they would say that I was the virgin sacrifice that would often be thrown into the volcano. And I'm like, okay, actually, I kind of see that because I'm very trusting. And if you said that this would help stop the world from ending, I would probably do it. Again, I would be eating the lotus from the Lotus Eaters because they hand it to me and they're nice. So I can definitely see me being the cleric druid, just being like, yes, this is all great. Also, would you like some freshly made, like, you know, fresh fruit tarts that I just like popped up? Here we go.
Just had the thought. I just had the thought because you mentioned the Lotus Eaters. I would absolutely be barding out with Polites. This life is amazing, but also being like, hey, I'm allergic to everything. Can you tell me what's in this lotus?
Tell me exactly what
closer?
fruit this is.
Is this closer to a blueberry or like a dragon fruit? Because like those are two.
If it's got any crossover, like at the molecular level with kiwis, I won't be able to have it.
Oh my god. No, I'm over here hearing you like, oh yeah, like I totally eat the lotus, and I'm like, oh, and then it would be my duty to basically pull you away from that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how did I become the fighter / protector of the group?
Paladin.
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 I'm a cleric.
Okay.
And
Okay.
this is
Okay.
the class, and this is the class difference between paladin and cleric, because a lot of people have like, and the bard, and this is the difference because
amazing.
yeah. And this is why, like, people are sometimes confused between, well, what's the difference between a lawful good paladin and a lawful good cleric? And I'm like, this, right here, this right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I'm a lawful good bard.
Kat and I are the differences. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
because
yeah.
I actually
I'm
tried
just
play.
Distracted. I am not trying to romance every person on our trip, but that's because I have a lovely wizard waiting for me at home.
Exactly.
Oh
And
my gosh,
also,
no.
the whole bards sleeping with everyone on the trip thing is a very vast, like, over stereotype
Yeah.
of
Right.
the class. Like, I have played with more characters who are playing bards who didn't sleep with anyone
Right.
than I
Yeah,
have with
right.
people who have slept with even one person.
Yeah.
Right. No,
And-
the reason I even bring it up is actually because of the All for One skits that were coming out around pandemic times, the
Yeah.
Australian peoples and and
Yes.
Antreus, I think, and he's like, everyone's like, what's your horrible, terrible backstory? Trauma dump for us. He's like, nothing. My parents love me. I eat dinner with them every Sunday. They paid for me to go to Bard College. What is wrong with you guys?
I need
But he did have that trope where he's like, and I try and sleep with that person. Oh,
I
man.
need to take you guys
Okay.
through a campaign that I'm running, by the way.
Yes. Okay. But
Absolutely.
so we would all definitely be the party because we're all with ADHD or some variation of plus
ADHD
spectrum
party.
stuff. We would be the people that if a fae asked for our attention, please, we'd go, yes, what? And then they took our attention. And so we all just joined together to fight the fae.
I would probably say I'm sorry, what? But yeah.
yeah. So
Hooray.
3, 2, 1, spin that wheel. Oh gosh, no.
Oh, this is fun.
Oh
this is making up for
my
the
gosh.
fact that you had nothing in the first episode. So
Yeah,
Okay.
the wheel felt sad for me. The wheel felt sad for me. So okay.
and Jesus took pity upon thee. Okay.
Yes. So this is kind of those. So these aren't just the words that are onomatopoeia. This is words that kind of sound like what they are. I forget the specific word for that. Please put it down here. You sent me the video of the woman talking about it. It's the ones with "f" are usually having frustration in them. The ones with "s"
Right.
are usually the sneaky ones, or have something to do with more whispering and stuff like that. It's really fun. The English language has a lot of these where and this can also be onomatopoeia. But it's the reason why a lot of our cuss words have "f" and "k" in them is because those are the frustration sounds to get out those sounds. And right. And then you've also got the sounds for things that have that kind of feel to them. So I'll go first. My favorite word that kind of sounds like its meaning is susurrus. It is basically a small whisper. It's like the sound of wind through trees. It's that light sound where it's not quite waves crashing on the shore, but it's just like all of these tiny little leaves that are all whispering. So that's why it's
What's the
susurrus.
word again?
It can either be pronounced susurrus or susurrus. I prefer susurrus because it sounds more like the susurrus.
It totally does. Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah. So are there any words that are just fun to say for you? And you're like, this word is fun.
I mean, there's a reason that I suggested the name for this channel. Meandering does, to me, sound like you're meandering off into the sunset. I love that word. I talked about this in our very first ever episode that we recorded and never actually published, but
Yes.
I fell in love with this word because my 5th grade teacher used to, when, in the days of now stand in a line, if our class did not stand in a straight line, she said, I asked for a line, not a meandering little river. And so I was like, I love that word. In that same vein, mellifluous is so fun. It means, I believe it's a sound that is like sweet or pleasant to hear. And all of those sounds are very pleasant to me. Mellifluous.
I think this is the only word that's really coming to mind for this, so I apologize if I later then have to edit in, like, by the way, I thought of another word.
Oh,
Yes.
please do.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
do,
No,
I
it's
will put
fine.
it in here.
The whole point is that we're putting each other on the spot with this, and so
Yeah.
sorry.
No, I love it.
Discombobulate.
Yes, I love it.
Yes.
So discombobulate is like disorienting someone, but the word itself is very like poppy in a way.
Yeah, it's
So
very
it feels
Bob.
like
You've got Bob in there.
Yeah.
Discombobulate.
Discombobulate.
Oh, I love that.
No, that's so much fun. Oh my gosh.
There's one I used when I was little and my mom was like, when did you learn that word? But it totally sounds like what it is, but the word congealed. It's so awful. I would have learned it from Snow White, I assume, like the blood congeal. But I think I was talking about toothpaste, but it totally has that like congealed. It feels like it's turning thick and mucky. So yeah, it's got very similar sounds to coagulated. It's very similar. So those it makes sense.
I think my favorite one as a kid was cantankerous.
Oh,
because
that's fun.
I learned it once from a book, and I just loved saying it, and it just feels very much like cantankerous. Like you've got that bit of attitude and bite to it. It's so much fun. It's like you have a cantankerous old fool. Cantankerous. And it was very fitting because my sister and I, against our mom, would sometimes be cantankerous when they wanted to say, like, no, you shouldn't do this thing. We're like, oh, but mother, you are a lawyer and you have taught us your ways.
Oh, fool you.
Why?
Uno reverse.
Right? That reminds me of I've mentioned this in previous eps, but Gwenna Lathland, aka Mama Cusses, here on I think on YouTube she couldn't use Mama Cusses because YouTube censorship or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, she's Pleasant Peasant Media here on YouTube. But she has a teenager who I think just turned 18 and just graduated from high school. But back in the day, she'd be like, "Why are you like this?" to her teenager, to which the teenager would respond, "Because of you." And she'd go, "Son of a me." I was like, that's so perfect.
Well, and this is also why, like, when children grow up and they're like, and then someone's like, "Oh, you did a mom," and the other one's like, "Ah," it's because
oh my gosh,
those were you probably especially are feeling that a lot now because you now have a little.
Because I'm a parent and my anxious OCD mother, and I don't say it lightly, she was diagnosed. All of the warnings that she gave me growing up, particularly because she was also an educator, and so that didn't help her anxiety as a parent, all of those are in the back of my head. My therapist has heard a lot about it. But like just the and thank goodness our blinds don't have pulls because children have strangled themselves on those. And like and you know, like just all of those warnings are in the back of my head. Thanks, Mom. Like I will say something and go, "This is my mother talking. This is my mother talking." I mean, I know people are like, "Oh, look, Nancy 2.0. Yes. And also the bad parts.
There's a reason. So my sister and I, because my mom, really raised us as a single parent. So there was a lot of stuff, and we grew up with the 2008 recession and the housing market, where there were tour buses that would go around our block and near our block looking at the foreclosed homes. So we were house poor for a while. And so there was a lot of times where we had to decide, are we keeping the lights on? Are we going to the doctor? Or are we getting gas for the car? And so usually we need the gas so we can go places. So that's going to be the biggest thing, because work and school.
Exactly.
And also she taught us things like, because, we grew up like, okay, like we're going to pack stuff for a trip, and it was heavy. And so she taught us, if you can't carry it, you can't bring it. My sister packed lighter. I grew stronger. I was the paladin. I was the barbarian going, I will take this with me. Darn weight limits.
Well, my family went camping every summer, so I got very good at trunk Tetris. I am still the packer for the road trips in this family, and also, like, oddly enough, for the fridge.
My sister is the Tetris packer, but I am it's okay if things are kind of jutting out of the sides. I have everything, and I'll be the friend in the front group going, oh, do you want some wine? Here's wine. Oh, you want water? Here's water. Oh, you're feeling peckish? Here's something. Oh, you want a game?
It's the mom bag.
Game. It's the mom bag.
Gotcha.
But I learned how to do this as a maybe second grader. And so there's that. But also because of that, it was very much this, like, you need to be able to do stuff for yourself, but we're going to do this in a logical and sensible manner. For colds, we would always take echinacea, odorless garlic, and vitamin C, because it's better to head it off with those three. Because if we can get it before it's a full cold, no doctor visit. Also, yes.
I have the Filipino nurses in the back of my head. I forget which B vitamin. I will look it up. But once you're already sick, vitamin B.
And then if you have a sprained ankle, one, you hope it's a sprained ankle, not anything broken. And two, we have all the ACE bandages. We know exactly which of the types of ice cubes you want to put into a Ziploc bag. And also, we have 5 pairs of crutches, because we've gone to the doctor before. They give you a pair of crutches that fit you, and it's got the little, like, extender. At least they used to. And so you've got a pair of crutches. So what's the point of going to the doctor for a $50 copay visit? And that's just to get in the door. And then you get an x-ray, which is another $50 because you're seeing a different doctor. And then you go back to the original doctor. Oh, that's still another visit, because now they have to look at the x-ray. So that is $150 per child per sprained ankle. Now we're just going to rice it. Raise, ice, what was it? Compress, and elevate.
How is compress an S? Oh, no,
C,
rice.
Rice.
I heard rise and was very confused.
So I had 2 things come to my head hearing this. The first thing that I will mention is, Megan, do you remember in college when people would ask, oh, does anyone have insert thing here? And I'd be like, I do, and just start pulling options out of my bag.
Yes, and me too, because the Mary Poppins bag. Remember the first time you and Kat met? And yeah, remember the first time I introduced you guys, and Kat was like, so you just had a Disney songbook in your bag? I'm like, yes.
We both said yes.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
like,
Yes.
I'm going to let you guys know, I actually weighed my backpack, and it weighed 100 pounds.
Oh my God!
It was a hiking backpack. And I would joke, because here's the thing. It was like that even in high school. And I would joke, if anyone stole my backpack, we will know who it is, because it's the kid with the broken back.
Yeah. It was often joked that I had bricks in my bag.
Yeah.
I have too, because I am allergic to everything. So I've got the EpiPens. I've also got allergy meds. I usually have like pain meds because I get headaches. I've probably got a snack because I'm allergic to everything. I've probably got a dozen hair ties because I have 3 feet of hair. Like it's one of those. I was also that person.
And pens.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, and there's the
The
lactase.
second thing that I was going to mention
Mhm.
is that I am very much my father's daughter. There's a lot of things that I do and say and am interested in that reflect my dad. And my mom points it out all the time when I say or do something. She's like, "You're just like your dad." Like, usually it's meant with love, but sometimes it's with frustration. But there are also times that I will like stop and think about it and go, "That's my mom coming out." Like the way that I tell stories,
Yes.
that's my
Mhm.
mom. But the
Mhm.
way that I ask questions is my dad.
Ooh.
So
Ah.
Okay.
there was one time I had a question about taxes, and I'm like, I don't know which form I need to file. So I called the person who helps do our taxes, and I'm like, "Hi, this is so and so, daughter of so and so, and I have a question about the taxes. Is it this form or this form? Because
Mhm.
of this little bit of information you need to know to differentiate between the two." And they're like, "Oh, you're going to use this form." I'm like, "Wonderful, thank you." And they said, "Do you have any other questions?" I said, "Nope," and I hung up. And they then said to the mom, "That sounded just like your husband."
Ooh.
My dad would do. My dad would just be very straightforward. "Here's the necessary information. Is it this or this? This. Any other questions?
Mhm.
No. Goodbye. Done."
Oh
Whereas
my gosh, I'm the type of person. Go ahead.
my mom gives the backstory and then leads into, "This is how I discovered the problem and the question," which then leads into all of the information that they felt was relevant in the backstory and some extra information. Which one is it? And then
Guilty as
upon hearing the
charged.
question, they're like, "Wonderful, because I was wondering because of reiteration."
Yes. Yes. No, that was so I think that fed into my social anxiety for simple things like ordering pizza. They don't need to hear the backstory of why I want 3 pizzas, each one halved with these different toppings. They just want to know what the toppings are.
What pizza?
But then because my mom was, had 2 daughters, they would come into the hospital and she'd go, "Great, here's the medical history for this daughter. Here's the medical history for that daughter. Okay, great. This is why my daughter's toe is dislocated and it's one of the middle ones in the foot because of XYZ." And they're like, "Great, wonderful. Do we need to worry about?" And she's like, "No, because of XYZ. Okay, here we go. Full backstory. Can we please get what we need so we can go back home? Because this is all of us have to go and wake up early tomorrow. Hi." Small tidbit for my dad. Like, I have some mannerisms like my dad, but I have my tastes like my dad. Like, specifically, I grew up on like Dark Angel, and he's also the one that would take us to anime conventions. He's the one that got me interested in sci-fi westerns and sci-fi westerns. Briscoe County Jr. And and also into fantasy. He's the one that had the extended editions of Lord of the Rings. And so we would have movie marathon weekends where we would do all the stuff and like collecting like bubbles and knickknacks and things like that was very much
If you
my dad.
haven't, Kat, go watch the extended editions with the cast commentaries.
No, I
Very
have.
fun.
Fabulous.
I have. We did that. That was another one. So we did like the
I
extended
did that
editions.
marathon one summer.
Yeah, and then we did the ones with the commentary. Yeah, we had multiple sessions. And then, so he's also the one that bought me he bought me for Christmas one year, the original series Star Trek. And then the next year, he bought me the Next Generation Star Trek. And then the next year, and the box sets, these are the box sets. And then the next year after that, he brought me Voyager.
Oh, nice.
So I accept that, except that one of those series is missing one of the seasons because I lent it in high school and I never got it back.
Boo.
So I think it's Voyager. I think I'm missing a season of Voyager just randomly.
Boo.
I know. But
Yeah.
so I get all of my like, and music tastes, which we've already talked about from him. So I get all of my like, hey, we need to like get our gear into action. And what do you mean you need 50 things of information? Great, look, I already have them from my mom. And then from my dad, I get like, oh yeah, these are all my eclectic tastes. would you like to sample any of them? I have them ready.
Right?
Also, would you like some yummy food? I know how to make 15 different recipes, and I've been making them the same way for 15 years. So I'm just like, yes, here we go. Okay.
Yeah,
Like,
I definitely
two
got
parts
mine.
of my personality.
Right? Yeah, it's always super fun seeing what children pick up from each of the parents. Because, like, for me, my mom is definitely where I get like the period pieces and my love for children and the way I speak and act. My dad was the fixer, so that's definitely where I get that. Okay, do you have? I've gotten better at this, but okay, is this a vent or do you need me to fix something? Would you like me to build you a spreadsheet so that your anxiety doesn't take over when you're asking for a raise? Good job, Kat.
Thank you. That was so helpful. Oh my gosh.
Versus like my dad is where I get my love of true crime. Forensic Files is nostalgic for me because I watched it with my dad. And that's where we'll leave off.
It's very fun.
But
Yes.
I love this. And but just to wrap that up, it's been very fun seeing what my daughter gets from me and my husband.
Yes. Oh my gosh, because you now have the lens
I now
of, like,
have a
my
mini
child.
me with my husband's eyebrows and lips and chin. And she's definitely into the reading. And like the music, but also like it's super it's like there are times where I'll look at them asleep in this bed and they're literally in the same position.
Aww.
Like they're literally both just like sprawled out in the exact same way. And because her face is longer than mine, because she's got my nose, but her face is longer than mine, and I'll go, well, that's your dad exactly right now.
Oh my gosh. And also like because he does some like voice recordings and also D&D.
Oh my gosh, she's obsessed with our microphones.
Yes. Oh
I
my
mean,
God,
that's a
so
little bit of
cute.
both of us because we're both
Yeah.
performers, but yes, she does. She will ask to record on Daddy's good mic because he's got a Rode for when he does voice work. So yeah. All right, so I guess that's us wrapping up because I don't want us to go like
Ramble
15
on for
minutes
too
over.
long.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
But this was fun, and thank you guys for joining us. We hope you enjoyed our ramblings and meanderings. But yeah, so this has been Megan.
And Kat.
And Sierra.
And if you liked what we were rambling on about, then please like our video.
And comment.
And subscribe.
And we'll see you next time on Meandering Muses.
Bye-bye.
Bye.